Hello everyone, so this is the third video of this chapter, The Portrait of a Lady, and I am reading from page 5, second paragraph. So in the previous video we got to know about the change in the character, the different kinds of reasons. Now let us see how the story is progressing. What are the different kinds of changes that the author is observing? Let us see. When I went up to university, I means the author, Khushwant Singh. When I went up to university, I was given a room of my own. The common link of friendship was snapped. My grandmother accepted her seclusion with resignation. So, when I am going to the university, I was going to the university, that time the relationship is almost over. And my grandmom accepted her seclusion. Seclusion means the state of being private or completely detached from the other people with resignation. She accepted that she is going to live a kind of lonely life with the family members. She is not interacting with the other family members, even with the grandson also. She rarely left her spinning wheel to talk to anyone. Means she is all the time chanting with the mala, with the spinning wheel, and she is not talking to anyone else. Rarely she is talking. From sunrise to sunset, she sat by her wheel, spinning and reciting prayers. Only in the afternoon she relaxed for a while to feed the sparrows, while she sat in the veranda breaking the bread into little bits. Hundreds of little birds collected round her, creating a veritable bedlam of chirrupings. Some came and perched on her legs, others on her shoulders, some even sat on her head. She smiled but never shooed them away. It used to be the happiest half hour of the day for her. So, very beautiful paragraph. What we are learning here, that now she is completely separate from the other family members. She is all the time chanting with the spinning wheel, and what she is doing, she is breaking the bread into pieces and she is feeding the sparrows, as we already have having the idea that now she is feeding the sparrows. And these sparrows they are coming to have their food to the grandmom, and there we are getting one phrase. You can see I am reading the line, a veritable bedlam of chirrupings, means the noise made by the birds, and they are coming, they are sitting on her shoulder, some of them are sitting on the head, and she never shouted at them, shooed them away, that shouting, and she is saying that go away. She never said like this. She smiled, and this is the happiest moment for her for that days. And what is the time duration? Very important for short question. It used to be the happiest half hour of the day for her. When I decided to go abroad for further studies, I was sure my grandmother would be upset. I would be away for 5 years, and at her age one could never tell, but my grandmother could. She was not even sentimental. She came to leave me at the railway station, but did not talk or show any emotion. She came to leave me at the railway station, but did not talk or show any emotion. Her lips moved in prayer, her mind was lost in prayer. Her fingers were busy telling the beads of her rosary, means that spinning wheel. Silently she kissed my forehead, and when I left, I cherished the most imprint as perhaps the last sign of physical contact between us. So, there is nothing to understand. Then now the author is going for further studies to where? To abroad, and he was sure enough that my grandmom would be upset, and the grandmom ultimately came to the station, but did not talk to the author and never showed any kind of emotions. She kissed him, and the author is feeling that probably this is the last imprint, as perhaps last physical contact between us, and probably when I will come back, she will be no more. So, this is the thought that the author is having in his mind. Okay, let us see. So, now I am reading that after 5 years, when the author is returning, after that studies in abroad. But that was not so. After 5 years, I came back home and was met by her at the station. She didn't look a day older. She still had no time for words, and while she clasped me in her arms, I could hear her reciting her prayers. Even on the first day of my arrival, her happiest moments were with her sparrows, whom she fed no longer, sorry, whom she fed longer and with frivolous rebukes. So, she is still alive, which is a very happy note of this prose. She is still alive and she is same like the author ultimately saw her before 5 years. See, I'm reading the line. She didn't look a day older. Means for the author, the grandmom is same like that. And she clasped me in her arms. I could hear her reciting her prayer. Means they are hugging and they are, the grandmom is chanting the prayers. And here also the author is observing that she is feeding the sparrows and with frivolous rebuke. Frivolous rebuke means, she is scolding the sparrows with love. Means she is scolding not in a serious tone, and whether she is scolding or not, how can the sparrows will understand. Okay. So, it is a kind of love for the birds that she is showing. Frivolous, silly criticisms she is making. Okay. Next, in the evening a change came over her. She didn't pray. She collected the women of the neighborhood, got an old drum and started to sing. For several hours she thumped the sagging skins of the dilapidated drum. Dilapidated means old, okay, that old, worn out, and sang of the homecoming of warriors. And she is, that evening there is a kind of change and she is not anymore praying to God, and she is singing with the other women of the neighborhood, and she is singing what? The homecoming of warriors. Means she is praising the warriors. If we say it in Hindi, the Bir Gatha. So, she is praising those heroes. We had to persuade her, means we had to request her to stop to avoid overstraining. Overstraining means overdoing. She is overdoing, means if she is shouting like this, she is singing like this. So, that is not good for her in this age. That was the first time since I had known her that she didn't pray. The next morning she was taken ill. It was a mild fever and the doctor told us that it would go. So, the next morning she was taken ill, means she is not having a good health. Mild fever is there and the doctor said that don't worry, she will be okay. But my grandmother thought differently. She told us that her end was near. She can feel that she is about to die. She said that since only a few hours before the close of the last chapter of her life she had omitted to pray. She was not going to waste any more time talking to us. So, she can feel that she is about to die. Okay. So, she probably got some kind of signs or some kind of symptoms internally, spiritually, because throughout the prose we can see that she is a spiritual woman, and probably she is getting this kind of signs that she is about to die. So, let us see in the next video that whether her prediction is right or wrong. So, in this third part we got to know about the university days and the separation of the characters. Again they are coming and and they are going to the author is going to the abroad, and when he is returning he is observing that same kind of attitude, the prayers and the feeding of the sparrows. Okay. Then she is collecting the neighbors and singing loudly and praising the warriors. Okay. And then she is ill and she is saying that she is about to die. So, let us see whether her prediction is working or not in the next video.